Greetings to the entire world. Hail Jah Rastafari, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah, elect of himself and earth rightful ruler, Emperor Haile Selassie. This letter is a letter on behalf of the entire world, particularly the people of Africa, and it is addressed from myself to the Queen of Denmark. It is a letter which fills me with great joy and a sense of purpose to read, because it puts into perspective my entire life's mission and all my efforts over the many years and the objectives that I have for the future. Puts them into the right perspective and the right context, or as we Rastas would say, man text, because you don't con. So let's say man text or woman text, and maybe woman text is the best word. Anyway, I enjoyed writing this letter, and I do enjoy reading it, especially when I read it in Danish. I also will read it in English for the rest of the world to understand, but this shall be in Danish. Because I love to embrace my Danish heritage, my Danish experience, which is part of my destiny, not by choice. It chose me since I was a baby. So I embrace it, though at times I did fight against it. But who fights against their own life? And who fights against the destiny that God has for them? So I gave up, and I choose to love Denmark. And I choose to respect the Queen for who she is. And I find that when I do that, I respect myself, and also I align very much with our traditions in Africa, because in Africa, now that I spend time doing projects in Africa or having ideas for projects in Africa, I do from time to time have to approach a village for my projects, and when I do so, the first thing you do is go speak with the village headman or the chief, and that is the African thing. Everything goes to the chief, and once you go through to the chief, then everything works out. So now that I have these important missions and I live in Denmark, it makes total sense that I go to the chief here, and that would be the Queen. And in Africa, the chief stays for as long as he's alive. He doesn't get replaced by a chief too often. And in the system here, the prime minister gets replaced all the time. So when he gets replaced, my agenda might change. Yet I know that the ideas that we have for Africa are long-term. So for the long-term plans, which are the most important, because the things that we want to start take a long time to bear fruit, it is important that I address a long-term authority, and the longest term authority in this country, apart from the judges, is the Queen. Also, it makes sense because when I do go to Africa and I have to meet chiefs along the way, and I have this mission to present to them, and people would like to know where am I coming from and what is my mission, it shall be respected because I presented it in words to the Queen of Denmark. And it shall also be respected because of the continuity, but also because the Africans would understand that type of respect. They would know me as a person who's respectful. If I'm respectful enough to show my project and my intentions to the Queen of Denmark, then those intentions must be good enough for the authorities in Africa. There you go. And this simply shows how seriously we take our problems in Africa. If we do take them seriously, and if we do love our people, and if we do want our message to reach as many people as possible, then I strongly believe that this is the right course of action. And I thank the Almighty God for making it possible for me to do so. So this is the introduction. So For the record, let it be known that this letter is from myself to the Queen of Denmark, and it is from myself, that would be James Njalamba Chiozo Chirwa Sandulizani Phiri Makukula Dlamini. And I name those names because actually they are royal names from 3 different royal families in Africa. And that would be the James Njalamba Chiozo Chirwa are from my grandfather, and we would be under King Makambira of Nkatabe, and Sandulizani Phiri, that would be my great-grandfather, whose name was also James, and that would be under Gawa Undi of Malawi and Zambia. And then Makukula would be under our King Mpezeni, that would be from the Ngoni people. The first people I spoke of, they were Tonga. The second people that I spoke of are the Chewa. And the third people that I'm speaking of right now, the Makukula, that would be Ngoni. And then finally, we are speaking of Dlamini. But then Ngoni are under King Mpezeni of Zambia. And then we'd have Dlamini from the royal house of Swaziland. Out of these 4 bloodlines, 3 of them are royal. The only one that is not royal is the Phiri and the Sandulizani. As far as I know, I don't have any relation to Gawa Undi. But definitely to Makukula under King Mpezeni, to Chiozo Chirwa under Makambira, and definitely to the House of Swaziland through my grandmother, who was a Dlamini. So otherwise known as Jimmy Anderson, Chiozo, or Jimmy, Jimee. And the letter is to Queen Margrethe II of Denmark, and the letter is on revisiting the Danish economic miracle for the future of the world, celebrating the birthdays of President Nelson Mandela and Emperor Haile Selassie, and the eternal victory over slavery, racism, fascism, and Nazism. All put together, it is one love, Jah Rastafari. Thank you so much. I shall proceed now to the letter in Danish. And it goes like this. Deres Majestæt. Dette brev er langt, men emnet retfærdiggør dets længde. Målet, at gentænke og løse Afrikas mange udfordringer, kan synes meget ambitiøst, men det er ikke desto mindre målet. Og jeg er bundet til det, ligesom de er bundet til Danmarks trone. Deres Majestæt, jeg er af malawisk, zambisk, swazisk herkomst, men har været dansk statsborger fra jeg var 12 år gammel, grundet min mors forening med Hans Jørgen Andersen fra Aarhus nær Hobro. Min mor stammer fra Malawi, og min biologiske far fra den kongelige familie af Swaziland. De er alle 3 døde nu, og jeg har skrevet dette brev til deres ære. Alle mine forældre var dedikeret til Afrikas udvikling, og jeg har lært meget af dem. Jeg selv er en Rastafari og tilhører de verdensborgere, som anerkender helligheden af hans kongelige højhed, kejser Haile Selassie af Etiopien, kongernes konge, herrenes herre, løven af Judæa, indsat af Gud. Hans kejserlige majestæts liv, levned og virke er for omfattende til at beskrive her. Imidlertid er det hele en del af vores nyere fælles historie, og herigennem kan vi alle gentænke alt, som står i vejen for menneskelig fremgang, frihed og værdighed, og genforening med vores skaber. Da hans kejserlige majestæt besøgte deres majestæts ærede forældre, hans majestæt kong Frederik den 9. og hendes majestæt dronning Ingrid i november 1954, fik Haile Selassie elefantordenen. Deres majestæt, tilgiv mig min begejstring, men det er nu mit håb, at ordenen også tilfaldt os, som tror på hans kejserlige majestæt. Hvis min antagelse holder og accepteres, så er alt jeg beder om, at dette brev modtages i samme ånd som ordenen, der blev tildelt hans kejserlige majestæt. Når jeg beder om dette, er det ikke af egoistiske grunde. Min motivation er en dyb trang til at forbedre den verden, vi lever i. Og så tage rollen på mig som Rastafari, som den er givet mig af vores ophav, forskellige racer, arv, talent, livserfaring, politisk overbevisning og uddannelse. I min tjeneste af en menneskeheden uden diskrimination. Blandt mange af mine tanker er de mange afrikanske skæbner, som dagligt kæmper med store udfordringer. Min dedikation til Afrikas udfordringer er samlet i min plan at gå 18.000 km fra Cape Town til Cairo for rettigheden til vand, som nævnt af vores afrikanske leder i NEPAD Manifesto 2001. Og i det 4. kapitel står der således: This is why the political leaders of the continent appeal to all the peoples of Africa in all their diversity to become aware of the seriousness of the situation and the need to mobilize themselves in order to put an end to further marginalization of the continent and ensure its development by bridging the gap with the developed countries. We are therefore asking the African people to take up the challenge of mobilizing in support of the implementation of this initiative by setting up at all levels structures for organization, mobilization, and action. The leaders of the continent are aware of the fact that the true genius of a people is measured by its capacity for bold and imaginative thinking and determination in support of their development. Yes. Lige fra læsningen af disse ord i 2002 har jeg fokuseret på at omsætte disse ord på egne bekostning. Den afrikanske indvandring til Europa har nået et niveau, som gør denne problemstilling central i den politiske debat. Sideløbende med klimaforandringerne er denne problemstilling styrende for mine skriverier og fremtidige aktiviteter. Hvad jeg har planlagt er beskrevet i The $10 Billion Plan, som jeg via brev til kansler Angela Merkel vil have adresseret til Europaparlamentet. Målet er at stoppe den afrikanske indvandring ved at frigøre de afrikanere, som er fanget af omstændighederne overalt på kontinentet. Mere præcist, som det første skridt, vil der blive afholdt en festival, hvor de delegerede vil adressere planen, som i øvrigt vil blive finansieret af os afrikanere selv, altså planen. En sådan finansiering kan kun realiseres gennem kollektive institutionelle løsninger, og her spiller monarkiet en vigtig rolle. Monarkiet og dets mangeartede former verden over er en del af løsningen, fordi heri investerer vi alle, hvad vi anser for værdigt, etisk og ansvarligt.